This way. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. Welcome to, oh my God, season 16 and round one of NGS. Holy jeez. And guys, guess what? I'm back. Yes, after some time off from casting, I am back. And tonight I have with me the lovely and wonderful Greek Fire, who I used to have to play against. Sad me. But, but yeah, so everybody, welcome Greek Fire. He is actually new to casting as well, but a veteran to playing. So we are going to have some fun tonight. Tonight we
Yeah,
got for you Hardstock Support Group versus Smoke. This should be an interesting matchup, and I'm excited. How about you, Greek?
I'm pretty excited. And you know the side of Smoke relatively well. What do they tend to like to play? What's their play style? What's their kind of vibe?
I haven't quite played with them a lot lately. I've been yeah, I'm a little bit of a Diablo slave for the last few weeks. So,
Fair enough.
and because I took such a break, I didn't just take a break from casting. I took a break from playing because
Hmm.
honestly, my husband thinks I talk too much. So he needed some peace and quiet for a while. But depending on who's on the team tonight, and I'm not sure who's playing, but usually if Astro's playing, I love Astro's healing. Baby Whale is a really good offlaner. Besides that, there's a lot of new people on this team that I don't recognize the names, and I haven't
Hmm.
really been peeking in and out of their games lately. I just kind of been doing my own thing. I also do a lot of artwork, so I just kind of
Cool, cool. We'll be in for some surprises then, and we'll get to
yeah.
see what they've got.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be great, and like even the bands I'm surprised of. Like tonight, what did we ban? We banned Braxis,
They have some
Dragonshire.
good maps.
Yeah, I'm sad that they banned.
Volskaya and Battlefield were the other two, which are two of my favorite maps. So
Yeah,
I'm bummed.
I know two of my favorite maps, two of your favorite maps, and we're both like ah. And we're going to Garden of Terror, which is gonna be really good, but I, I don't know what the strategy of this is going to be on either team. I do remember a little bit of strat on this one, but it's I'm wondering if Baby Whale will take that top lane and try and make sure that boss is cleared, but we shall see. And you know, I'm completely ready for this, and I see that they are asking if we are ready. So, if you want to
I'm
give them a
ready.
go ahead, you could tell them that the casters are ready and we can go into this game.
Yeah, I think one of the big things that I'd like to see from the teams is making sure that they're being disciplined about camps. This map has I think three camps on each side. So there's a lot of kind of checklist items on the map. Just you've got to send people to go do them. You got to send people to defend the other team's camps. So
Yeah.
really interested to see how the teams choose to address that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and you get to, bring me back into the world of HOTS and remind me what I'm supposed to remember. I am an ex Junkrat Lily player, so I'm all for if somebody wants to take a Junkrat tonight. I'm all on it. Like, I love my Junkrat, so
I think we might see some of that if I'm not mistaken. From at least I know some folks on the side of Hardstuff support group play it. Also, Annie, it sounds like my mic is a lot louder than yours.
yeah, because I had
Astra is
moved it
wondering if
away
you
from
can.
my face.
Gotcha. Just saw that comment and figured I'd.
Astro, is this better, hun? Like, I mean, I could turn it up a bit more, but I tried to put it right near my face, which I didn't want to do, but yeah, let's see if that helps. And I'm also trying to talk a little quieter because my husband has made it very apparent that I don't just talk a lot, but I'm incredibly loud. So it's he's constantly making fun of the fact that you can hear me across a football field at most occasions. So it's all good. Yeah, we said we're ready. We're just okay. We're just waiting for somebody to go get a drinky poo. Yeah, I did move it away earlier. I was testing things earlier and I felt like the mic was too close to my mouth and I'm like people are going to hear me heavy breathing. It's going to sound really awful. But I'm so excited, Greek. I'm so happy that you decided to become a caster. Like, this is just
Yeah, I think it'll be
epic.
fun. One of my team's scrim partners asked if anyone on our team was interested in it, and so I sort of threw my hat in the ring, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's always great. What I found was to start out as a caster, as a co-caster, because it really gives you, a little bit of a running start, right? To go, okay, I know what I should do. I know what I don't want to do, and like,
Yeah, I
uh,
was psyched to see your message.
yeah, I'm so psyched. Oh, look at that. We already got cheers going on for Smoke. Code Monkey is saying go Smoke. And yeah, so this is going to be awesome. And I did some funky things tonight, so let's see if this works. Because I can actually see the chat room now, so this is fun.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, I could put this over top of the game? Wait, what? And that is all working. We are good. Yay. Just anybody see the beautiful graphics that Raka did up for the new draft? Oh, it's so wonderful. I love how flashy it is.
I have taken a peek at the files because I'm still setting up my own
Yes.
overlay.
Oh, and Plowboy is saying go Hardstruck. Good, good. And Smoke is first to ban because they weren't first pick. So let's see what they're gonna ban. I'm have a feeling there's the Stukov ban, which is great. If I remember correctly, he's a little bit of a pain in the butt to be up against.
He is. You can kind of spend a lot of time standing in his puddles, and then you can't press any buttons, and it makes the game a little bit less fun. Brightwing similarly can just stop you from pressing buttons, so not surprised to see Brightwing banned out on such a big map too.
Yeah, Brightwing's a good ban too. I'm surprised Healer's out of the gate, but I'm anticipating an offlaner of some sort of ban here because this is a heavy offlane map, but a tank ban coming out of Smoke.
Yeah,
I don't want to go up against a Nubarak either. He's a little bit of a pain in the arse. So,
you've got to be ready to deal with him. I think if an Anubarak goes in and you're ready for it, you can melt him down pretty quickly. But if you're caught off guard and he can kind of come burrowing out of a bush, he can be really scary.
look at that. Now people are cheering for actual players. Baby Whale got a number 1. Look at that. And a nice Johanna ban off of there. That would have been the tank I went for too. Very interesting strategy that both teams have been healers and tanks so far. I'm just wondering, Shonen locked in the Vala. Interesting. I've always known Shonen to be a tank player, so I'm like,
Huh.
that's interesting. But hey, like I said, I haven't been poking into Smoke lately to see what they're all about, but they're always be near and dear to my
Vala's
heart, so
Yeah, Vala's a pretty comfortable first pick. She can do a lot of different things. She's got a couple different builds she can go into. So she's a pretty safe first pick. And then
yeah,
we see our first global in Dahaka, which is
nice.
really good for this big map.
Wow. I haven't seen somebody put. Okay, I haven't really watched any HOTS. Okay, my opinions count for nothing tonight. So-
For the Alliance of Travel.
oh, and Plowboy said, "Oh my God, is that Omar G? Is the one for me?" Okay, I get it now. I'm gonna say people's names wrong all night. And Baby Will took a blaze, which is pretty good. And I've never seen um, Ryan. I'm assuming that's his name. Ryan. I'm gonna call him Ryan tonight because that's just my brain. I've never seen him play either, so this is a new one for me to see these new players. So a Murden ban. They double
I like
tanked ban.
that.
That's pretty good.
I think that makes sense. Muradin is really easy to slap a light bomb on, and then he just goes flying into your backline, stuns everyone, and hopefully gets some kills off of it.
Well, that's specifically if it's a good Murden. I've seen really bad Murdens play, so
Oh yeah, I'm the type of Muradin who goes in and dies
yeah.
pretty quickly. And then Rhaegar, another solid healer, and that's kind of one of the answers you can have to the camp problem on this map. He does them
Pretty
somewhat
quickly.
self-sufficiently,
Yeah.
pretty quickly, especially when you pair him up with someone else.
Oh, Chauncey says, what are we going what the to what here? But Lunara and Stitch is coming out there. That's pretty cool.
Some insider knowledge. Chauncey is the captain of a Division B team
Oh,
called ICC TBD that I happen to heal for.
that I'm happy to cast on your next game. I'm like, hey, I know that. I signed up to be caster on that one. Wow, ETC and Tassadar. There's another sort of global if he goes stage dive, right? But
Yeah, it's an option. It's not an option I hate. And there's one of my favorite healers, Tyrande.
I like Tyrande, but I really like it when Astro plays Tyrande. So,
That's something I remembered. Astro likes Tyrande a good amount.
and what's funny is I always forget that you are a main healer. So, I mean, I remember that when I was on the Dragons and I went up against you that, you know, I'm a main healer, you're a main healer. Okay, I now main Junkrat, but, you know, it's all good. This is going to be so much fun, and I can't believe that we're going into game 1 of week 1 here.
Yeah, picking off season 16.
Yeah, season 16. I took a whole, oh my god, I swear to god, it felt like 2 seasons, but I think it was only 1. Like, it feels like a year. But
yeah, I was a little in and out during that time. I was kind of subbing for my team, and then this season I sort of came back and will be around for most of the season, which is exciting.
yeah, this is going to be awesome. I just have to do my things that I always forget how to do. And how about I press real numbers and not bad numbers? And this is where the casters try to figure out everything they forgot how to do or don't know how to do in the first place. And here we go, and I need to get that back up there because I lost my chat.
5, 4.
There we go.
3, 2.
It's gonna be a lot harder than I
Here
thought
we
it was
go.
going to be.
Do you want to introduce that blue team for us, or do you want to introduce the red team and I can take blue?
You could do both if you'd like, because I just screwed something up on my screen.
Sure. So on the side of Hardstuck support group, we have Random Engineer playing Dahaka, Heathen Dawn playing Lunara, Smackloud on Stitches, Phil playing Tyrande, and Omar G playing Hanzo. And then over on Smoke, we have Baby Whale playing Blaze, IE playing Tassadar, Death Unbound on ETC, Ryan on Anduin, and then Shonen on Vala.
Nice. And if you guys didn't miss that, there was a really nice pull that happened there just in the beginning. But, you know, and poor Astro, I'm not even in the game. I know, doll, but I loved watching you play. But oh, alrighty, first kill on the Hanzo.
We've seen Hanzo go down.
And just to, you know, to point this out, here's your offlaners doing offlane things. I always want to point out that I do pay attention to the offlaners. I know not a lot of people do, but they're pretty much even on their soaking and moving about there.
Yeah.
Death Unbound a little low there.
Really aggressive.
Nice save on that end for that ETC.
Just the pull and the heal. That's great.
Yeah, that was good.
So camps came up about 45 seconds ago, and we haven't seen either team kind of head in those directions.
No,
it looks like we might see Hardstuck moving over now.
Yeah,
but they're a little split on what they want to do.
Yeah, and the Smoke has went to theirs and started, and Hardstruck just finally decided which camp to take.
We've got these teams committing a lot of people to these camps that you can do pretty independently. We saw 4 people on each of those siege camps there. I think I'd like to see them split up and move a little bit more independently on the map. A hero like Tassadar can soak pretty safely by himself. He can stand by his wall.
That's what I would assume too. I remember from my playing days was usually it was a DPS and a healer that would go to a camp, and everybody else continued to soak. So But first objective's up, Death Unbound getting into a little bit of trouble and saved again there, but...
Yeah, this is pretty tough for the side of Smoke. This objective is on the side of Hardstuck, and it looks like
and
they're
down go
gonna...
ETS, but that, hey, that's 1-for-1, man.
Yeah, 1-for-1, and Shonen is gonna
And
keep going.
2-for-1 now.
Shonen
Shonen is just
well,
ripping
though.
them apart. Look at
Wow,
that.
Baby Whale with a really great save.
However, they are missing on the objective, but yeah, they're gonna miss that. But it's okay. They got 4 down on that, so
Yeah,
that's
I think they take it, and I want to highlight the siege camp that's still pushing in the bottom lane. They're about to have that whole wall down pretty much for free.
yeah, pretty much. Tronde taking it. No, that's Linares taking a look. If things that take looks that yeah.
Yeah, this could be. This I think Smoke wants to walk away here. Yeah.
Yeah, IE in some trouble, and oh, IE down. And there goes Death. I think for until at least 10, it's gonna be somewhat a 1-for-1 right now, just by the looks of it, in my opinion. But that's just me.
Yeah, I think I want to see Smoke be a little bit more careful. They're having to put a lot of resources to save Vala. Those level 1 stacks for the auto attack build are really, really important.
Yeah.
And are gonna keep her going if she doesn't lose them early.
Yeah, I see Baby Will is going for a camp on top. And just a little bit of cleanup there on bottom. Nobody sitting on that objective yet.
Gather that seed for me.
But Hardstruck is moving towards it, so I do think that they might have this one ahead of Smoke. I mean, getting placed for objectives kind of key here. But I do miss the old Garden of Terror where you actually had to lose a player to get into the terror. So there goes the Honda.
I actually don't have experience with that Garden of Terror. I didn't start playing until just a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think I started in late 2020.
Wow, I've been playing since beta came out, and then I quit. I got really bored of, I got annoyed with all the drama. So, I like my drama-free life. My honest opinion of it, if I'm not causing the drama, I want nothing to do with it.
So I'm more of the I like to know the drama's going on. I don't want to be involved with it though. That's my take.
That was an interesting poll, but okay.
It is time. Do what must be done.
Smoke really committing to taking down that front wall.
Yeah, it's a little surprising to see.
But they're gonna lose this objective too here. Like this is, like Baby Whale's by himself right now, and that could be a little dangerous. But there comes the rest of his team.
I think it's pretty smart for Hardstuck to walk away here. They don't want to get stuck that deep on the side of Smoke.
No, that's the wrong side. It's the wrong side of the tracks. Leaving them to have to clean up that lane.
In some trouble here.
Oh yeah, that's 5v1. That's down Dehaka. And there we go. Vala just got some stacks. Is that what
and
that is?
It looks like we have level 10 coming in for both teams now.
Yeah. So on Smoke side, we got Bunker Drop from Blaze. We got Black Hole from the Tassadar. We have Mosh Pit, which
we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
And we get the save on Hanzo. That was a really good helping hand.
And the Black Hole came out there too. I'm just gonna move this over just slightly. And then we got Holy Word, and Reign of Vengeance. And you can go ahead with the ones on Hardstuck.
And then on Hardstuck we have Isolation from Dehaka, Thornwood Vines on Lunara for a little bit more poke damage, Starfall from Tyrande, Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo, and Stitches has not shown his level 10 yet, so I wonder... there it is. It's the Gorge. Just kind of what we'd expect.
Yeah, I like the Gorge. I mean, I don't like being on the receiving end of it. but I think Gorge is a good option, especially if you can get them right across your lines and just be like, ha ha.
Yeah, just swoop someone under your fort and spit them out.
Yeah, it's... I hate being on the receiving end of that.
It
It's,
feels bad.
this is like it feels a little sluggish, like the response time and what's happening. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah,
I'm like, where's the action? But there's
really
action.
good.
It's just, you know, it just feels I don't know.
A lot of action in this top lane fight. We saw this Gorge go out onto the ETC, but Dahaka was in the back line getting fried by the Vala.
Oh,
Good arrow from
oh, Death
Hanzo will
Unbound
help them
down.
pick off ETC.
Oh, they got
Trade out
2
for
for 1.
Ronda.
Oh, 2 for 2 now.
Let's see if Shonen can play janitor and sweep up here. It looks like that's gonna happen.
Good job, Shonen. Nice.
And a really well timed holy word.
Nice, nice. And who ended up? Oh, a Smoke ended up with that objective, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was Vala was sneaking in while the fight was going on with ETC.
Just to point out that Smoke is currently on fire. If you see this fire on the 30, I'm just saying. I'm not partial at all. I'm just, you know.
For Smoke, let's see what they're gonna do at level 13s. It looks like Heartstuck does have a little bit of time before this objective spawns if they want to find level 13 themselves.
Are they going to be able to? I mean, they might if they take that camp. I'm not.
I'm not sure. They are closer to the objective, which is nice, but they don't necessarily have the best poke onto it. You can't really interrupt too much.
Yeah.
They don't feel a thing anymore.
Oh.
But regardless, by the end of this, we will see our first Garden Terrors coming down the lanes.
Yeah, whoever gets this one, definitely.
And it looks like Smoke got that pretty free.
Yeah, I'm was not expecting that. Like I was like from this fight, I was expecting it, but earlier on, I actually thought Hardstruck was gonna get the first objective.
Yeah, Hardstruck was kind of floating around there pretty early, but
you know, Smoke did a good job of pushing
when they were
those
just
lanes.
getting 13.
Like those lanes were pushed pretty good for the Garden Terror. Like, I mean, the Garden Terrors are on timers, so the further they are up in the lane, the better off you are as a team. So
yeah,
Smoke already took down bottom lane.
Up with ETC is going to help them find, looks like 3 kills in this bottom lane.
Nice.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
And another fort down on top. Another
And
fort down in
is gonna
mid.
go down to those siege giants.
At this point, Smoke is just annihilating. Like,
yeah, Smoke is going to have a really nice experience lead by the end of this Garden Terror phase. I wouldn't say that Heartstuck is out of this yet.
no.
They're in a decent position because they've already got 2 of those seeds. So if they can find a good fight, find a couple picks, and get an objective, they could be kind of right back in this one.
It all depends on. Oh, good. Smoke is saying, okay, we just need to back at this point. Oh, their Anduin just got gorged. Oh, the team turned around for him though. Like, oh, no, he went down. Sometimes you just can't turn around, right? Like, I think that was a bad idea. Because Baby Wheel doesn't have a healer. He's there we go.
He's gonna go down to that poison. This is Toronto's Lunara's playground now.
Yeah, and there goes Death Unbound. Yeah, this could be the comeback right here for Struck. This could be where Smoke made a huge mistake. You know,
they're gonna have their 16s soon, which is gonna be really good for them.
I don't think turning around and helping out a guaranteed killed Anduin was helpful. I think that was a bad decision.
I appreciate them wanting to give the healer some love. I think healers don't get enough love, but it did come back to bite them.
Yeah, and this might, like, there we go, bottom fort down on behalf of Hardstruck. But yeah, I think sometimes when that happens, like as a healer, if I got gorged and brought into somebody's core, I would not want my team to turn around and help me. Just let me die, save yourselves.
Yeah, I'd say see you in about 30 seconds in our own base.
Yeah, because, you know, then, like, they lost what, almost the entire team because of that, right? So that was
Yeah.
not a good benefit. They could have had better if they just kept going.
Gather the seed.
And oh my god, what if they were 20 already and freaking Stitches can gorge everyone? They are going to focus down that healer. You just seen that again? He grabbed that healer again.
Yeah, they're finding
But there we
two
go.
quick kills. They are going to lose Stitches, but...
Oh, there we go. Vala is on the rampage. They
Really,
want
an even
revenge.
trade.
Oh, and there's no healer, right?
Healer.
Like, that's the thing. You can't really go balls deep when you have no healer.
Yeah, gotta be pretty careful, especially into Lunara, who can put enough poke damage onto you that you just slowly bleed out.
Yeah, Lenara's just gonna keep poking. Oh, Hanzo's down, so there goes one more poke.
Yeah,
Baby Will.
the infinite poke does have its downsides when you kind of overstay your welcome with this objective over on the side of
but here
Smoke.
comes Dehaka to I would not have left it. Well, Baby Will at least had bunker, but that's...
I'd really like to see Hardstuck just focus on their lanes. They don't need this objective. You know, they've got three more that Smoke would need to pick up before they have to deal with Garden Terrors.
Like, he shouldn't even be poking in there right now. He should just have been... Like, okay, I could see he's gonna gorge him and walk away, but Smoke already grabbed the objective, and that was...
Yeah, and I think Toronto's a fantastic hero, but she's not going to help to kill anyone like that.
No, and Toronto took it to the face there too. So, I mean, and Vala's going to chase down that Stitches. Like she's got a healer behind him, or he's got a healer. Whatever, Vala. Let's refer to Vala as the she here. Yeah, see, Stitches just got
percent damage, so she can work through Stitches pretty quickly.
Yeah, that was a bad decision. I keep thinking of that Grinch scene where he takes Cindy Lou out of the thing and says, you know, cute kid, bad judge of character. You know?
Yeah, so all this poking onto the objective has ended up with Hardstuck in the same position they were right before the last Garden Terror phase with 2 seeds to 2.
Yeah, and here comes, like, the 20s are, like, on for Smoke here. So, I mean, they're already, like, we got Burn Notice and Gala's Gift, or Kala's Gift, rather, guys. Death Metal, Renew, and Manticore, I think that's how you say that. But yeah, that's... Like, they're already on their 20s, and, you know, sometimes you just gotta learn when to fight and when not to.
Yeah, this map belongs to Smoke right now because of those level 20s, which is great for them. They might lose this, they are going to lose this top fort to this camp that's gone a little bit unchecked, but...
A little bit, but I do think at 20 now, I think Smoke might be trying to stick together more and just do a little bit of lane cleaning. Like, they don't really need to soak all that much more now, right? Like, now it's just get objective and push for win, right? Like,
yeah, I'd love to see them pick this up and then kind of play around the top side because they've already got a lot of pressure in the bottom lane. So if they get some kills here, they can run bottom and go for the win. But if not, they can just kind of let the lanes push more.
The only issue I see is that camp is still full health.
Yeah.
So, I mean, left unchecked, that's going to take a keep. You know. Death Unbound, like taking it to the face almost there. And Tassadar's down. Yeah, they're going to have to back off of this, and that's going to give Hardstuck...
pretty well. Yeah. Pretty well for Hardstuck here.
Yeah. And here we go. Their camp's still alive.
Baby Whale's looking for the cap, but it looks like he's headed towards the other team's base.
Don't overstay your welcome. Oh, bad idea. Bad character. Oh man.
Looks like Hardstuck's ore is going to be perfectly safe because the Garden Terror is going to clean out
that's going to push up the lane.
Siege camp.
But unfortunately for Smoke, that Garden Terror's got free reign on that top lane because they're all down for the count, and I don't think Valak could take on 5 and a Garden Terror.
My terrors.
I mean, I've seen crazier things happen, but I
Team
just
has
don't see that
destroyed a
happening.
fort.
Because there we go, Garden
Yeah,
Terror straight on that on the core, and I mean, yes, okay, it still had shields, but down goes the shields, and this is
and
gonna go.
Sharonda lands a big stun on Tabal, and it's going to force her back. It looks like this core is going to go down.
Yeah, and it looks like it's gonna be GG's for Hardstruck.
Yeah, the
Game
Lunara
one.
poison gets it as Stitches looks to scoop everyone up.
Game
GG to
one
both teams.
going by Hardstruck. Oops, that was picked by these guys, not those guys. That was my bad. Sorry, I'm trying to do updating things all at the same time.
No worries.
So it's just, oh, I forgot. I'm like totally like woohoo. Not a little loopy, a lot loopy tonight. So and I have this on E West for some reason. Don't ask me why things are not working on my screen. I need to fix things clearly.
It looks like
Ignore.
the in-game overlay does have C East, because I've just
Yeah.
turned back to see it on the 30-second delay.
Okay, good, good. So something's going on my screen, but nobody else's. It's all good. I'm just a little blonde. If I just move this down here, then that will work there. There we go. See, I fixed it. Woohoo! So, yeah, the thing that didn't update yet is the points. Why aren't my points updating? Winner was red. Okay, update. Okay, so it's not going to update apparently. Wow, that was interesting. Oh, that's because they moved the score over here. That's fun. And no, it's no, wrong team. Sorry, guys. You're gonna forgive Annie's because Annie not okay today. If anybody knows how badly I broke my OBS today, it was not good. So that was an interesting game. I mean, um, a lot of things happening in that game, but
Yeah, we saw some choices being made by the team. Some times that they really committed when they didn't necessarily need to. But I think it's a pretty even matchup. So I'm excited to see where we go in game two and maybe even game three.
I'm excited too. I was shocked that Hardstruck actually took that after a while because I was half expecting Smoke own that map for a bit, except for a few wrong decisions. But it should be interesting.
Yeah, it was a really kill heavy game too. It's with 16 kills on the side of Hardstruck support group and 23 on the side of Smoke.
Yeah, and at this point, who would we give MVP to at this point? Hmm. I would have to probably say it might be like not based on the numbers that are here, but based on some of the power plays that happen. I would say Shonen. So
Yeah, I think Shonen had a good amount of free reign. When you have an auto attack all up on the other team, you want to try and turn some attention to her, see if you can get rid of
yeah,
some of those gambit stacks. Lower her attack speed a bit. But Shonen had kind of free reign in a lot of those fights. I think
yeah.
it's a bit of a weakness of Stitches. Stitches can't necessarily control a whole team. But Stitches can control one hero, so you saw a lot of Stitches picking up one hero and then looking for a kill off of that.
Yeah, if they
While
would have
Vala
gotten
kind
to
of,
20 sooner, that would have been a lot more heroes. So- but I mean, it still played out into Hardstruck's favor. Let's see how the next game goes. I don't even know where we're going to the next game.
yeah, it doesn't look like we've got a link yet, so we'll keep an
Yeah.
eye out.
So let's just remind people where we are at this point. We have, let's see if it updated, because if it didn't update, I'm going to be mad. Um, So Heartstruck won the Garden Terror, and we have 4 maps out. So we got Braxis and Dragonshire out, and Sepvolskaya, and Battlefield of Eternity are out. So I'm I'm not sure where they're gonna go.
Yeah, we've got a lot of big maps left. We've got, what do we have? Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple that are two really big maps. Then we've got kind of our rotation heavy maps like Infernal Shrines and Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Yeah, my favorite map by all time is Dragonshire, and I'm just, you know, I wish they would have kept it. I absolutely love playing Junkrat on Dragonshire. Just like,
I was gonna say, is Dragonshire your favorite? 'Cause it's a great map to play Junkrat.
yeah, I absolutely love it. And did you know that every time I have played Junkrat on Dragonshire, I get left unchecked in a lane? Nobody
That's not
expects
what you want to
the
do.
well, nobody expects the main healer to come out with the Junkrat and actually know how to play him, right? Let's see here.
Looks like we're headed to Cursed Hollow, so another big map, but fewer camps.
uh,
One of the big differences from Garden is that there are bosses on this map. So the teams may want to look to pick up heroes that can either control those points, like a Gust from Falstad,
yeah,
or they may want to look for something that can just rip it really fast, like a Greymane.
picked by red team. Oh, this was picked by red, not blue. My brain is hurting so bad tonight trying to figure this all out.
It sounds like Hardstuck is the one who picked Cursed Hollow, because I
Yes.
see first pick over to Smoke.
There we go. I fixed it now. I'm like, wait, no, they picked the first map too because, um, no, wait. Well, fuck, I did it again, right? Red team is not Hardstruck. I'm having issues. Swear to God. Let's just say colorblind tonight for Annie, alright? The blue team is Hardstruck. The red team is Baby Whale's team. Smoke, yes. I don't usually cast this late at night either, guys. I tried to nap today, but I really, really broke my OBS and I had to stay up all day to fix it. Till Raka came on and fixed it in 5 seconds. She got home from work. She's like, okay, I'm back. What's your problem? I shared my screen. She's like, oh, go here, here, and here. Oh. Huh.
Looks like the teams are ready.
Yes, we are ready to go to the next game. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Game 2, and it's at this point anybody's game, anybody's round, because this is best of 3, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, oh, we're ready.
Cursed Hollow.
There we go. Well, it's gotta be on purpose now. The fuck that I'm stalker. I'm just I have issues. Major issues. Anybody who watches my casts know that I have issues. And look at that Stukov banned straight out of the gate again. There are the cheers going for Hardstruck here, so that's awesome.
And we see another Stukov ban, so they don't want to deal with that. I wonder if we'll see the Anubarak ban as well.
And look at that, a
Looks
Brightwing
like
ban again.
yeah, we've got some pretty similar bans so far.
Honestly, I would expect to see a Vala ban here. Just saying. Like, after dealing with that, I wouldn't want to see her.
I think either a Vala ban or a front line that can control her a little bit more.
Yeah. Johanna ban again. The bans
We've
were
got
exactly
the
same
same
last
bans.
game. You know, it's one of those things. I had watched a game. I think it was season 14. That I casted, and the team lost miserably against the other team, and they just neglected to ban the characters that were causing them the problems. They just kept doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm like, the definition of insanity, right? Like, just like do the same
And it
thing
looks
over and
like
over.
we have Dahaka for first pick from
Yes.
Smoke, so maybe they want to play a little bit more of that global game this time.
Yeah, I could see that.
I stand ready.
And they took the Vala instead of ban.
Yeah, you
That's a
don't.
good. That's a good idea.
You're a one-man wrecking crew.
Goslow here should be interesting. The one-man wrecking crew, yes.
I think Gaslo has some maps where he can be a really strong hero, a really good nuisance. I'm not sure if Cursed Hollow is one of them. So I'm interested to see how the Gazlo plays out for them. As
No,
we see Anduin and Hanzo picked up on the other side.
that's a very interesting switch for them to, the Hanzo gets picked by Smoke and the Vala by Hard Struck on this one. So that's an interesting swap, but
Yeah.
and a Diablo ban, interesting.
Hanzo is one of those heroes who can both control the boss pit really well as shred that boss with the right talents. So that could be a pretty good pickup for Smoke to help them control the map.
And there's that Rhaegar ban again.
It's nice. I'm keeping a little list of the picks and bans, and can pretty much just copy and paste.
Mm-hmm. You're actually keeping the list. Greek Fire is going to be a good caster.
for my records, but we do have a Diablo ban this time, which is a little bit different. Diablo can be pretty scary with Hanzo. You can have.
But that's
Sorry, I got distracted by that Abathur. That is interesting.
So interesting. Wow.
That's a fun one. So it looks like we'll have Blaze taking the main tank position this time, unless they want to run some extra melees, and Abathur will be there to kind of keep the map under his watchful bug eye, Zerg eye.
Anytime you're ready.
Ooh, a Ray. So here's the question: is this going to be a laner Rainer, or is he actually going to?
Jim Laner.
Jim Laner.
I think you can get a good amount of value with both, kind of depending on what your team is doing. I think I'd like to see a more team fight focused laner, just because you have some good slows that Muradin can put out, and he can get the extra damage on slows. And then we've got a Deckard as the last pick for Heartstock. Deckard can poke pretty well and can kind of control the battlefield really well. I think Heartstock's got a lot that they can throw on the ground. They've got Gazlo bombs and Deckard shapes that could help them control Smoke pretty well.
The Deckard pots, that's all I can see. Lots and lots
Floor
of Deckard
juice.
pots. Floor juice.
Which of course begs the question as we load in here, what do Deckard potions taste like?
I want to say cherry candy apples. Like the ones that are like glazed red.
Oh yeah.
Or worse, cherry cough syrup.
Oh. I go with cherry cough syrup. I feel like they can't taste great.
I know, right? Because it is medicine.
We are here on Cursed Hollow, and on the side of Heartstock support group, we have a Random Engineer on Blaze. Heathen Dawn is going to be playing that Gazlo, Smackloud on Abathur, Omar G on Vala, and Syl is going to play Deckard. How about on the side of Smoke?
On the side of Smoke, we got, there we go, Deathland Bound on Muradin. We got Ai on Hanzo. Baby Whale on the Dahaka. Rainer is Shonen, or Shonen on Rainer, which way you want to go. And Raijay, I'm going to have to figure out how to say his name, is on Anduin. This is going to be an interesting matchup, y'all.
Yeah, I'd love to see Heartstock take things a little bit slower. They've got an Abathur, and they've only got 3 in this mid lane because Gazlo's already up top. So I think they want to be careful with Vala. I know she wants those stacks, but dead Valas can't stack.
I'm not sure I agree with this 5-man moving to 1 lane thing. I don't think that's
especially
a good
into
value.
an Abathur. You're putting a lot of eggs in one basket here.
Yeah, there we go. Dahaka went top lane against the Gazlo. Because, I mean, technically now Hardstruck has 2 laners because, we all know Abathur can move a lane without doing too much. So.
Yeah, and Blaze in the tank slot also has a good amount of wave clear.
Yeah. And that's what they were using him for in the first place here. But there we go, Shonen going for that camp right off the bat. Well, not right off the bat, but close enough.
And you can see with the level 1 talent, we do have a gym laner here.
Laner Rainer! You know, as a person who plays with a bunch of randoms, I absolutely hate laner Rainers. So, because you usually end up with like no DPS. But here we go. This is what we
Yeah.
usually see with regards to camps, is a DPS going at it and a healer just healing them up. You know, so like to see that on the side of Hardstruck.
Yeah, interestingly, we saw Raynor hold the bottom camp. He didn't actually capture that yet. I think they want to hold that until the objective comes up. I like to see that. It gives them a little bit of extra pressure on the map, which is important into a team without a.
Yeah. Now, Chauncey says that Decker's potions taste like purple drank. And just so you know, at first I read that as purple dank. So, it's all good. I'm like curious to know what that tastes like, but okay. There we go. They did cap that camp. Beautiful cap. I mean, there's not much left to it, but that was a good idea to hold that.
It doesn't look like we have the Raynor boost on them, so they're not going to be attacking extra fast, but ooh, we do see Anduin go down, and that's first blood to the side of Hardstuck's support group this time.
Yes. The only thing we missed was the first blood announcement. That didn't come up. So. Oh, look, some purple drank coming out. We're gonna make sure I say drank and not the other one.
A pretty quick first cap here for Hardstruck's support group. I think I'd like to see them actually just play the map a bit and delay that while they kind of get the levels they need for Abathur to come online and Vala to come online. But they were able to get it pretty quickly with that kill onto, who was it, Raynor?
Oh, Chauncey. You crack me up, man. Chauncey was... People don't know, but Deck is hooked. But then he said it was hood.
All fun and games.
Deck is hood, not hook.
He's doing that during your games. We do have a lot of resources being put into this bottom lane here, and it looks like they're going to take down Blaze and hopefully push a little bit more onto this structure. We don't have the mule level 7 from Abathur, so taking a fort is gonna take it for good. You can't even just chip damage onto it and have it be healed up.
Yeah. I'm not a big Abby player, so you know more about it than I do, clearly.
I know about the playstyle. I cannot play the hero to save my life.
Alright, and second objective goes to Hardstruck.
We
this is not looking good for Smoke right now.
Yeah, it's a tough place to be into an Abathur team that's going to have a lot more presence on the map into the later game. But things are relatively even as this third objective comes up. We're even on levels, we're even on structures, so we'll have to see how the teams want to play this one.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I'm trying to figure this out, because the conversation that was happening in the smoke room earlier was that they weren't quite scared of Hardstruck. They weren't sure what to expect, but they were hearing that they weren't exactly hard to go up against. So I'm wondering if
I know some members of this team, and they can play really well. I'm a little sad not to see Syl on the Gazlowe. I know it's a hero that she really likes, but I know this Abathur is something that they can pull out, and they've got a pretty scary team fight happening right here. Gazlowe's controlling this really well.
Hanzo just took it to the face.
Yeah.
I was like, owie! That hurt. And Baby Whale's gonna take it right to the face too there. Look at that. Yeah.
This is really good. This is really good for the side
This objective's gonna go to Hardstruck, and a first curse sometimes could be the end of the game too. Like, I've seen it play out in that way, like where they kill everybody and Your first curse and you're so screwed.
Yeah. We've got our level 10s online here. We've got the bunker drop from Blaze, the Grabo Bomb from Gazlo, the monstrosity from Abathur, not the copycat, Rain of Vengeance from Vala, and Stay a While and Listen for Big Sleeps from Deckard.
So yeah, clearly the Abathur is looking at some lane pushing with that monstrosity, so should be interesting.
Yeah, that's good. You can keep the global on the side of Smoke pretty busy if you have the Abathur monster pushing.
Yeah, you got laner, Rainer in mid, and Haka on top trying to clean as fast as they can, but I still think there's gonna be a fort going down here at some point.
Yeah, it looks like this fight is going pretty well for Hardstock because they've got the sleep,
stay
the
a while
stun,
and
the gas bomb.
listen. Oh.
And hopefully Muradin can get himself out here.
And because of the curse, that tower shoot nothing, so those minions are just doing God's work there. So
Now Vala's taking a chunk of damage, but she's got her floor juice to keep her going.
oh jeez, purple drank. All right, never gonna forget that one. Oh.
Now, the one thing I may have liked to see from Hardstock here is putting one person in every lane or one body in every lane just so that they can kind of have pressure and really scoop up the experience when it's easy to get during that curse.
Here's interesting that like Hardstruck going for that boss camp. And it looks like Raynor wants to go for Smoke's boss, but everybody else is doing the other camp. And it's gonna be a little too late with regards to them answering the other boss with another boss. So,
I would have liked to see that boss come out first because that boss is marching onto the keep on the side of Hardstock, and looks like they're going to take this opportunity to just get more map presence.
Unfortunately, now Smoke is behind the 8-ball here, and that's never a good place to be.
Yeah, you know, we said the same thing about Hardstuck last.
I know we
last
did.
Game, so,
I have to say.
So stranger things have happened.
Yes, it just doesn't look very favorable at this point. There was clearly a wrong call there to take that camp instead of the boss, especially with that monstrosity has been just doing God's work in that top lane. So
yeah, Abathur can be a bit of an X factor. It's not a hero that you play into all of the time, so it can be a little bit, it can throw you off your rhythm when you do have to deal with it.
Personally, I don't like playing with Abathur players, but I mean, I guess with a good Abathur, it would be really, really good. But
I think it's great in a coordinated environment because if Vala gets into trouble, she can just call for that Abathur hat and get some extra shielding for herself, some movement speed.
Yeah.
But it can be tough when you get one of those Storm League Abathurs who just wants to put mines all around the map. Not really contribute.
That monstrosity is being left unchecked in top lane. I mean, finally Rainer's going up to it, but that's, that monstrosity is getting a lot of push. Like that's like ignoring. I don't know if you remember the old Sylv where she just dead in your towers like immediately, and yeah, it's like leaving a Sylvanas unchecked. Like just.
Yeah, it's giving the side of Hardstuck the ability to have this pretty strong 4-man just roaming around together when Smoke has to kind of scatter across the map. They do land an isolation onto Blaze, so let's see if Dahaka is able to put any more pressure on them. Gazlo in the backline is probably going to go down here, except for that big Grabo Bomb into sleep, which gets a lot of healing for Gazlo.
Holy jeez.
Yeah, three members of Smoke go down, and it looks like Dahaka's going to follow. Oh, Omar, you're right there. Why don't you start hitting that boss?
We got Hardstuck support group needs to hold on to 20 with the ABBA already being ahead in structures is a big win for them. And they might not need to wait till 20 to win though with the lead they're gaining. Agreed. So we shall see here. I mean, sometimes when you win the first game out of the gate, it kind of puts you in a position to be all ramped up for the next one, and usually
especially a game like we just saw where Hardstuck, really fought hard to come back into it and take the core down. It can give you a lot of momentum.
And that's like honestly what I'm seeing with Smoke right now, and I don't know if you agree, but is they lost the first game, and it's feeling like their momentum and their enthusiasm is kind of waned, and they're like chasing their tails instead of gathering themselves and going, okay, this is what we should do. I think their strategy's a little messy right now. Just I'm thinking that first, especially
Yeah,
as
that
it's
that can
week
be really
one,
tough.
right? Like,
Yeah,
it,
I mean, this has happened to me in seasons in the past. In week one, we've come out with a funky draft, and we've put a lot of effort behind it, and lost a game, and it's just taken the wind out of our sails in the series.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen to them. I hope it's just like a one-time thing, and maybe they can, like, sometimes I feel like almost there should be enough time in the game for them to back and go, okay, take a breath, right? But look at that
Oh,
stay a while and listen is just gonna take too many of them out. Oh my.
yeah, we get one Vala stack down, but losing two makes it a little bit less worth it as those potions keep coming out,
Yeah.
and Syl is just really controlling where they want to be
Oh
fighting with this
yeah,
Deckard.
they are just eating them alive on this game. Holy. I feel really, really bad for Smoke right now. Like, this has gotta hurt. you know? Good
It's
plays, though.
it's it's a tough game. Yeah, Heartstock is playing this one really well. I'm excited to talk to them after this to hear a little bit about how they're playing this draft.
I am.
Um, I think
I
Smoke is going to be able to take a lot from this too about kind of how to deal with something funky like this.
Yeah. It's only
And I do
week
think
one.
and I think having that mentality of, okay, what do we take away from this can be really good for your team, especially early in the season.
Yeah. I still, the whole staying as a pack thing, I'm just not sure is the best bet right now. I mean, like, they just finished fighting them. They seen that they backed off. They should have split to clean up all these lanes, pull up. Like, if you see all this, I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's all this soak sitting on the floor. They're finally going to grab it, but, oh, well, some of that might be hard strokes. But, I mean, hard strokes getting close to 20, so that's, like, from what I learned from a coach is that, when they're close to 20, that's the time to take the fight
Yeah, that's
because,
kind of your last chance to fight before they get to walk all over the map, and they've got two tributes to
yeah.
to zero.
And I don't know how Smoke is gonna fight this one. They're 3 levels down now, right? And Heartstruck's getting pretty close to 20 here. So, I mean, if I was Heartstruck, I'd be trying to wait it out. But they have a boss pushing bottom. I think that this is it for Heartstruck's gonna take this one. I mean, I might be speaking too soon and counting their chickens before they hatch here, but I mean that keeps going down right now. That boss is headed and it's cursed, right? So I mean the
Yeah, this
top keeps
top
gonna
keep is
go in a
going to go
second too.
down
Yeah,
too,
yeah. And the
and
Heartstrokes
there's
look
the
like they're
level
doing the
20.
smart thing. They're playing it a little safer, making sure everybody's together. And here we go. The even. I swear to God, I thought I just heard the monstrosity, but you know. They are playing it a little safer here, so it might not be GG's after all.
Yeah,
But
that's a nice late bomb onto three, and here comes Gasso.
there's
The
Gazelblom,
grapple bomb
and
and
love that
three.
combo. Like, that
That's
combo was just killer.
I think they might have practiced that a time or two. It looked pretty polished, and there goes Vala with the attack
Yeah, look
range.
at that. 4 down. They could take
It's
this keep
keeping
without a
up.
problem. I'm pretty sure this is GG here. And
Yeah,
tonight's
looks
games
like it.
goes to hard struck. I almost guarantee it at this point. But that Gravo Deckard sleep thing, and what an amazing combo. Like, I've never actually come up
It
against
was
that, so that's something new for me to
Yeah,
see.
it was pretty clean. I think the only thing you can do against it is just make sure you're not clumped up, and that can be hard, especially into heroes that can control you so well. But
Yeah.
GG's over to the side of Heartstock.
Yeah, very much so. I'm just looking for. I lost something here. I'm looking. There it is. This is where Annie has interesting things. I think I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I think that's what's happening. There we go. So yeah, I mean, again, like I would have to say right now for that game, my MVP would be towards the Deckard and the Gazlo. That combo was like combo wombo dead, you know, like
Yeah, I gotta give it to the. I think the Deckard would be my MVP. The potions were right where they needed to be. Till was keeping everyone hydrated.
oh, definitely that was wow. Like I'm actually quite shocked at how that went. I feel for Smoke. I'm hoping that they'll learn from that game and be able to come back on their next one. I really hope that this
Yeah,
isn't, you know, sometimes that happens, where things just turn into everybody's in a bad mood now and like you need to just I hope the best for Smoke, and I'm really excited to cast another one of their games and just,
yeah,
that was tough. Like that combo, man. I don't think there was anything you could have done to get out of that.
yeah. And it
Like,
looks like we have random engineer up in lobby two. If we wanna chat a bit about those games.
yeah. So we'll just, yeah. Is he jumping in the lobby here or?
The
I
question
knew.
beforehand.
All right. So, Greek Fire, I'm going to let you take this interview. I would love for you to do it. So, I mean, congratulations, first of all, Random, on that win. Wow, that combo was awesome. So, Greek Fire, take it away, man.
Alrighty, yeah. I was just asking random how those two games felt. We saw a lot of back and forth in game one with hard stuff really playing off the back foot towards the end there. Just asking how the team felt about that.
Yeah, comms was a little bit rattled. I'm not going to lie. But I just kept joking around that we scale late, even though we probably don't. So, yeah, it was pretty tough. They were all over us, and we made a couple throwy moves trying to contest the seed a couple times when we didn't need to. So, wasn't our finest, but all it takes is one fight. So,
Yeah, and we,
Yeah.
we live and we learn. We've all had those fights where we just kind of throw ourselves into the tribute.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
salt
game two,
blood.
you guys pulled out an Abathur, which was really exciting to see, and we got to talk a lot about that play style. How did you kind of decide that was the draft you wanted?
Um, well, our Smack Loud, who was playing tank the previous game, wasn't up for shot calling this time, so we had to switch him off to something else. And he likes playing an ABBA sometimes, so we said, hey, why not? Um, but we wanted to play something rather, I guess, standard with an ABBA, compared to maybe some of the other stuff we've run in the past. It's a little bit spicier. So bigger map, Cursed Hollow. So ABBA plays well there, being able to be multiple places at once.
Yeah, your map control was really disciplined in that game, and then when it did come time to fight, I think watching the Gravo bomb into the Deckard sleeps was just a ton of fun for us.
Yeah.
Those were really well coordinated between Heathen and Still.
Yeah.
Yeah, shouts to them.
Did you guys like actually practice that? Because that looked pretty polished, like really like dead on.
We didn't practice it, but it was something that we were trying to counter the light bomb with. We had a game in Nexo, where people went at us with a light bomb pretty hard, and it took us like 20 minutes into the game to figure out what we want to do to counter it. So that kind of stuck in our minds that, hey, it might be a good play if they're going to go light bomb to
Wow.
go with those two.
It was just
Awesome.
epic. I've never seen anything like it. So,
Yeah, I gotta say, Still was on point with the Deckard that game. Um,
Absolutely. As long as people pick up her pots, right? She doesn't like when people don't pick up her pots, which most Deckards wouldn't.
they gotta pick up the purple they drank, right?
It's hard to see.
Oh
Random,
man.
what do you think was your team's biggest takeaway from these games? What was your kind of biggest learning from these games?
Uh, Biggest takeaway, got to be resilient. And, we've been trying to improve our communication over Discord as much as we can, get people talking so we have more information to make the best decisions possible. I mean, we're going to try to shoot to do better in the regular season this time. We keep kind of squeaking into the playoffs and then doing pretty well in the playoffs and just falling short. So hopefully this is our year. But yeah, definitely just kind of being resilient and not getting down on ourselves, because there's always comeback mechanics in this game, right?
Yeah.
6.5 out of 10.
Exactly.
6.5. That's awesome.
Annie, before I let Random give some shout outs, do you have any last questions for the team?
And yeah, my biggest question that I always love to ask is, well, two of them actually. Who are you like? What team are you most afraid of this season?
Oh man, I've got to look up the div. What's going on?
There was some shuffling in divisions this season.
There was a little bit, right? So
Let me see. I play a little bit with Choengal Rescue Rangers, so yeah, afraid what they're gonna pull out against us. Mac Machines always gives us a good run for our money. I think we've seen them
wow.
before. And then Red Dragons took us down in the Nexo finals, so congrats to them on that. Trying to get some revenge. So those are the three that I see right now. I mean, there's always Regen Rebel. They always come out pretty strong too. So the other ones I just don't recognize as much, but I'm sure they're awesome teams as well.
Cool. And I guess my next question would be, who do you think's gonna win your division?
Oh,
I know.
it's a loaded question.
It is.
I don't know. We're just gonna try our best, right? A lot of great teams in this division, and we're just gonna see what we can do this year.
All right.
Great. And Random, before you go, any shout outs you'd like to make?
Shout outs to the new team members. We have 3 new people on the team this year, mainly QMers before this, and they've jumped into the fire with the competitive aspects for
Nice.
NGS, and they're fitting in quite nicely. So that's Heathen and Viper, who didn't play tonight, and I forget the other one, but Gunzer. So shout out to them, but yeah, just shout out to the whole team for coming back and keeping this fun. Shout out to the scene for the casters. You guys are awesome. When we get a cast, it's so exciting. Get to watch it the next day and see how it all went down and watch all the ridiculously bad plays we made and some good ones we made. So
Sil has cast a lot of my games, so I'm happy to return a favor for my first cast.
I was so happy to have Greek Fire join me tonight, especially I had taken a season off of casting and I haven't been playing HOTS. I'm like so Diablo right now. But it's great because Greek Fire, you're really helping me get back into the swing of things. So I really want to thank you for helping me cast tonight. And Random, thank you for letting us cast your game. I absolutely enjoyed it tonight. It was great.
Amazing, no problem. Oh, the other shout out to Ali G. Ali G was in the chat, I think. He was a previous team member of ours. I can't remember if he's still on our roster or not, but just supporting us in chat, and I'm sure he's cheering us on rather loudly. So thanks to him.
I can imagine. It's
All
awesome.
right. Good luck the rest of the season.
Yes,
Awesome.
good luck.
Thanks a lot. Take
Catch
care.
you on the next
Bye.
one, Random. Greek, this was awesome. Thank you so much for tonight. It was amazing to have you, and like it just made the game so much more fun.
No, thanks for having me.
So I would love to do it again. I will
Yeah.
be casting again. I think it's on the 15th. I don't know who's playing anymore. I lost track of who I'm casting and when, because I sign up for things and then forget what I signed
Yeah,
up for.
I think that's is that the one on the 13th?
I'm casting on
Is
the.
that,
I'm casting your game on the 15th. I'm casting
think
the
I'll be able to
regen
join that
versus
one.
ICC TBD. So, like,
I don't think I'll be able to join that one. I will be in the
no.
lobby though.
I'll be watching you play, which will be awesome. I mean, maybe we'll get another co-caster, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that is my next cast. So stay up to date for that, you guys. And guys, please follow Greek Fire. He is a brand new caster. He can use all the love and support you got, because all of us casters, we need to stick together and rub each other's backs here, right? So yeah, thank you guys again. it's really great to be back, and I'm looking forward to a great season, especially with not just